Boom! Hey everybody, welcome to Kyle and Not Kyle show. I'm Kyle.
I'm not Kyle.
And this is our Week 15 recap video. We
Took the lead. Yes.
yeah, you took the lead. Oh, thank you.
Going for the two-pointer. Going for the two-pointer on all those games.
I think I won one game last week. I didn't do very good. I won one or two, and you won.
Well, we both
three
lost
more.
the Rams.
Both
Eagles
lost
game.
the Rams one.
That was the only one we both lost. Then you lost three more because those are the three I won. Yeah, that was your worst week so far.
I won this week.
It's because you're falling into the trap of taking the playoff teams.
Yeah. So we're gonna start out with the Thursday night game. What a final Thursday night game of the year.
I'm telling you, as a Chargers fan, I can't handle that first half. We're gonna get down 14 or 17. They did it with Pittsburgh too. And we're going to make these adjustments at halftime and come back and kick the crap out of whoever we're playing. Because you're just going,
and win with 4
same
seconds
old
left.
I was going, it's the same Chargers. They're going to lose. They're going to lose by one. They're going to lose by one. I kept thinking the kicker's going to miss a kick. I was just going, But they won in which, I'm telling you right now, I said it at the time. Them not having Kareem Hunt, I believe, is going to not let them get to the Super Bowl.
I agree. Teams are starting to key in
They're
on that.
running back by committee. So far, the only team that can kind of somewhat do that successfully has been New England.
Yep.
And I said kind of, sort of, because it has come back and haunted them a number of times. Not having Corey Dillon anymore. Just go, give me 4 yards. Just keep giving me 4 yards for the next 8 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
And going for 2. That was something I was going. I was sitting there going, oh my gosh.
We're gonna lose the game because of this. We're gonna lose the game because
No,
of this.
I kept going. What are they gonna call? What play are you gonna call? Because if Melvin Gordon had been there, the running back, I believe it would have been a run play.
Yep.
I'm going, just would have been, and no Keenan Allen. He's out first part of first quarter.
Yeah.
And I'm going, Gates. They're going to throw it to Gates.
Yeah.
But Gates takes 11 minutes to get off the line of scrimmage.
11 minutes to go 2
Yes.
yards.
Oh, yes. Him, and I remember Witten was this way last year. It's like so slow. Because it's at the end of their career and everything. And I'm going, okay, you're going to have to try to throw it to somebody. And I'm going, Rivers is notorious for going, I got 4 guys wide open. I got one guy with a 1.5 inch window. I'm going to get it to the 1.5 inch window. So
well, he had a wide open window on that throw. That was, and everyone. I went back and watched because everyone was like, "Oh, was it a pick play?" Not really, but it was. But it wasn't. And I just, that was a good win by the Chargers. First time in 10 games they've beaten the Chiefs.
I don't remember the last time they beat the Chiefs in Kansas City. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this for sure. But it might have been in Rivers' first or second year as a starter.
I think it was. I think it was his first year.
Like a long time.
I think it was his first year because I feel like they had that graphic up at one point during the game.
Because Breeze had beat him a couple of times in Kansas City.
Yeah.
We're going back 15 years now.
So we'll move on to the next game. Browns at Broncos. Browns get a 1-point win.
If I'm a Cleveland fan, I'm not a Cleveland fan. I just want to see. I want to see good games. That's all I ever care about. If I'm a Cleveland fan right now, I am walking on clouds.
Oh, yeah.
You're going,
It's week 16 and you're not eliminated from the postseason.
It's week 6 and you're not eliminated from it.
Exactly.
But you go, you got to contend with this team. Mm-hmm. Next year, the year after, I'm just going, it's a changing of the guard in that division.
It really is.
Because you look at Pittsburgh's play. And the other thing is you just go, every year, Roethlisberger gets a little bit slower. And it's because he takes hit.
Yeah.
He takes so many hits.
Oh, yeah.
He's a big guy, but he takes so many hits. And I think them not having Le'Veon Bell hurt them in ways that Connor, I think, is good. It says more to their system than it does to the running back.
Yeah.
But Bell got hurt first of the season, never at the end of the season.
Yeah.
This guy got hurt towards the end of the season. That's the worst time to have your injuries.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're setting league records of week 2 through 5.
Yeah.
I want 15, 16, 17.
Wowing the league the first 14 weeks of the season isn't where it counts.
No. Yes.
In fact, I was reading a thing about it. It said, like, look at the greats. LeBron. Always kind of shaky to start the year in basketball. By the end of the year, he's solid. Look at New England. First month of the season is always basically throw it up, see what
Pittsburgh
happens.
is usually week 10.
Normally.
They're getting better.
Yeah, exactly. And as the season progresses, they get better and better and better.
Yeah. I just think it's a changing of the guard.
I do too. But yeah, so Browns, they got the win partially because Vance Joseph kept to his defensive roots and settled for a field goal to only have a 1-point deficit instead of going for it on fourth down from the 11-yard line. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I think he's gone.
Oh, really? You think that's going to
I think he's gone, and
okay, not to shoot this off. Michael
Elway's
McCarthy goes
too.
in. Elway's not gone. Stop. Just stop. All the other things you could say Belichick's gone before you can say Elway's gone. Elway might step down. Now, Mike McCarthy, if I'm him, I'd be looking at that job.
Yeah.
I am so fascinated to see where he goes.
Exactly.
Because I thought Green Bay was stupid for letting him go.
Oh my gosh, they are. Potential. Honestly, both those teams, if the Browns decide not to go with Greg Williams, both those spots are, for me, if I'm Mike McCarthy, would be 1A, 1B for desired landing spots.
And Tampa, I think all those.
Yeah. Especially because if you go to the Browns, you know what I'm doing first thing overall? I'm calling Greg Williams saying, I'm going to pay you to be my associate head coach and the defensive coordinator.
Yeah. But I also go, if they don't, there will be a lot of teams wanting Greg Williams.
Mm-hmm. Moving on. Texans went into New Jersey to play the Jets and won.
Had to win.
Yeah, had to win. Jets actually made it a game. Sam Darnold continues to impress me. People were kind of shying away from him middle of the year.
Same thing with Allen.
Yeah.
Because their offensive lines
exactly.
stink to high heaven.
Exactly.
It's like, what do you expect of these guys?
Interesting stat coming out of this game. So DeAndre Hopkins, another great day. 170 yards on 10 receptions, 2 touchdowns.
Does he catch anything under the 10 yards? I'm serious. That guy reminds me of when you're a kid and you're going, go deep.
Yeah.
I think sometimes Watson just go to the end zone. Go to the end zone. We're 80 yards out. I can hit you at 80 yards. Don't worry about getting the ball.
Most career receiving yards before a player's 27th birthday. So number 4 on the list.
How do you come up with this?
This was a stat I saw on TV. Number 4 on the list, Calvin Johnson had 6,241 yards. Okay. In third place is Larry Fitzgerald with 7,067 yards. DeAndre Hopkins passed him to take the number 2 spot with 7,186 yards, and then Randy Moss leads with 8,375 yards. What a foursome there! I mean, arguably, greatest in his time period. I argue DeAndre Hopkins is the greatest wide receiver in the NFL right now. Larry Fitzgerald,
he's got to get a ring. I think that anymore that's like.
I think they got a chance. I don't think it'll be too long before Houston gets a ring.
They got to win the games that they're supposed to win.
Yeah.
So far, they've lost 2 games this year that they shouldn't have lost.
But yeah, that was. I saw that stat and thought that was kind of interesting. Moving on to the game, I don't want to talk about. Congratulations, Steelers! You finally added another win against Brady. Now you're 3-11 against Bill, and I believe it's 2-8 against Brady.
Don't sound bitter.
I'm not bitter at all.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. I'm not bitter at all. Brady, he's starting to look his age a little bit. Gronkowski.
Oh, no, stop. 3 dropped passes.
No,
that would have put them ahead. Is not Brady's fault.
No, I'm not saying it.
This
loss
fine.
is not solely on him.
He threw one, what the hell pass.
Yeah. No,
which I was going, maybe that was why Gronkowski was there last week, because they thought he was supposed to do that this week. Some kind of a waka time.
Yeah.
Gronk
looks like he's starting to feel all the surgery.
Oh, he's
bad.
Oh, he's slow. He's slow.
Gronk,
but
I love
he's
you, man.
still money. He is money.
But at this point, I'd much rather he retire and preserve his body.
Oh, I think they should only bring him in on third down. That's it. I mean, that's it. Bring him in on third down.
So this was a stat I got from Zach Cox at Nesson, New England Sports Network. Patriots have allowed 7.64 yards per carry over the last 3 games. That's the worst 3-game mark in franchise history, and the 4th worst by any NFL team since the merger.
That's Brady's not letting the other teams running go by. I don't think he looks bad by any stretch of the imagination.
No, he's still Brady.
Whole thing was going, I think he looks like. Brady doesn't play linebacker. Brady doesn't play defensive line. Brady doesn't play. It's like he made one bad pass.
No, he can't.
One bad pass. And it's like, oh my gosh. And you're not the only New England fan going, well, that's it. We're not going to the Super Bowl. The Steelers beat us. The Steelers beat us.
It's not. It's just things I've seen throughout
they lost
the
to Jacksonville.
year. Things I've seen throughout the year.
The teams that can run. Mm-hmm. They haven't been able to stop the run. Now here's the other thing. Do you believe just this much? Pittsburgh goes into Foxborough, the Patriots lose that game. No. If you thought there's no way they're going to the Super Bowl, you would have went, absolutely, Pittsburgh will come in and clean our clock. Because Cincinnati's going, every team can beat us. And Cincinnati's not going, it's like, we're not going to the Super Bowl. It's very. I don't count them out because.
I don't either. I will never count out New England. I don't see them as of right now. They will potentially have to go to either Houston or the Chiefs.
Or Los Angeles. Exactly. The stadium that is not a benefit to the Chargers. They have a better road record than a home.
We are 3-5 on the road this year. All 5 losses have come on the road. It is a tale of 2 different teams, home and away from Foxborough. That's
most teams.
I know. James White has to get more touches.
I'd run that fullback. I'd be running that fullback once every other series.
His thing. In wins, he averages 13 touches per game. In losses, he averages only 7.4 touches per game. He only had 7 touches Sunday.
But when you're
it's because they're trying to do. It's what I alluded to before. Burkhead's back, so they're trying to get him back in it. No, I don't. I like Burkhead, and I was happy we re-signed him. James White, for me, this season has been the focal point of the offense. Get the ball in his hands. I want more than 14 touches every game.
I don't think they could go wrong with that. But Edelman dropped 2 passes were you just go.
They said
stop.
I think they said Gronk, Gordon, and Edelman.
Gordon dropped one
at halftime.
You just go
2 catches for 25 yards.
Yeah, that one that Gordon dropped. You're just going. I went. That seems afraid to get hit.
Yeah,
that was one of those I'm going to cover up.
Yeah,
and no one was around him yet.
Yeah. So moving on to Packers at Bears. Go Pat, go! Right into the offseason. No playoffs for Aaron Rodgers. That was a crazy pick at the end that was forced by Mike McCarthy. I mean, that was terrible.
Mike McCarthy. Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, because everyone's blaming Mike McCarthy for everything Rodgers does wrong because Rodgers does no wrong.
Cynicism aside, how good is that Bears defense,
oh my
man?
gosh!
I'm just sitting there going, as odd as it sounds in this day and age, that defense could get them to the Super Bowl, and I swear, it could be 9-6 in the Super Bowl. I don't care who they're playing.
Yeah.
I don't care who they're playing. I could see them going, we're not going to allow 14 points in any of these playoff games we're going to be playing.
Yeah.
I'm just going, oh my gosh.
Yeah. No, as
good.
the defensive guy, what I've done is I've actually gone and I've just on the condensed film on Game Pass, I will just fast forward till I get to their defensive series. I won't even watch their offense. I just watch their defense. It's so fun to watch that defense because they're so good. Yeah,
they're so good. They're so good.
Yeah, and the question is going to be though, can Trubisky win them a game if needed in the playoffs?
So far, no.
Yeah. He hasn't been able to do it in the regular season.
Those running backs don't.
Yeah.
So they would be hosting whoever sneaks in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which could be Was it Philly,
I have-
Washington, Carolina? I think that's the only ones. Well,
Vikings, Eagles, Redskins,
Okay,
Panthers
I think
can
the
all
Vikings will
sneak in still.
So Vikings at Bears, which that's the last game of the season. Vikings Bears is the last game of the season for both of them.
That's right. It's at Chicago, isn't it?
I don't recall. But I'm just,
I think it's at Chicago.
well, if Seattle loses to Kansas City, the Vikings win, and then the Vikings win at the end, then Vikings will go to Dallas. Well, still too many wonky things
Yeah.
going on.
Speaking of Dallas
Nah,
and
I called
wonky
it.
things
I called-
happening.
No, I didn't think it would be a goose egg.
Oh, I thought I would not have been shocked if the Fox scores like 24-21, 23-21.
That's
I was not
more what I
expecting
thought it was.
23-0.
Whoa.
Oh my
I'm telling
gosh.
you. I'm telling you that they have a running back for the Colts. Have a running back that is a good running back.
Marlon Mack, is that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is a solid running
Yeah.
back. And then that's the second game I've watched this year. They have a linebacker
Mhm.
that is just flies around and is involved. It was I was going, this guy's like Van Der Esch, where he's just like all over the place.
Oh, you mean rookie linebacker Darius Leonard, who in 13 games leads the league in tackles with 146, has 12 tackles for loss, 7 sacks, leads inside linebackers, 1 interception, 6 pass defense, which is tied for third amongst inside linebackers, 4 forced fumbles, and that leads inside linebackers.
I just like lobbed that up there for you.
Yeah, you did. Thank you. That was for Ted Wynn. He's at Football Film Analysis on Twitter. You should give him a follow if you're on Twitter. He actually has, he makes really nice comments, and everything he does is backed up by stats. He's not one of those guys that just, like you and I were talking about, that just throws numbers around. He says what he says, and then he presents the stats that back up his point. So yeah, you give him a follow. I really enjoy following him. And this is interesting. Per Charles Robinson, a Yahoo writer, Dallas closes 2018 with a 1-4 record versus playoff caliber teams.
1-4.
Mm-hmm.
Who'd they lose to?
The only team they beat was the Saints.
Yeah, but that's one. If
They
you're only going
lost.
to beat one team, that's the team to beat.
They lost to the Texans
Oh, and Tennessee.
and Tennessee.
Tennessee's one of
They
those
lost to
teams,
the Colts. And did they lose? Did they play Seattle this year?
man.
No.
That will be the playoff game, I believe.
That's right. That's the playoff game you and I want desperately to happen. Yeah.
So they can't beat the AFC.
Sweet. I'll take a Dallas New England Super Bowl.
Man, what are the odds of that? That's an out there.
A couple years ago, it wasn't so odd
Dallas going to the Super Bowl?
when they had DeMarco Murray that year. We're tearing
Oh.
it up.
Every year, what's Dallas' chances of going?
Right.
I will bet it will be 0.
Um.
Dolphins, Vikings,
Yeah.
that was an ass whooping. I tell you, this is one of those things to me. Every year, there's one team in the division that plays one incredible game and beats somebody. And for me, it was Dallas beat New Orleans.
Oh yeah.
That was like the best game. And I also think the Chargers have had 2 when they went into Pittsburgh and beat
That was
Pittsburgh,
a great game.
and when they went into Kansas City and beat Kansas City.
Yeah.
And Cleveland time at the first game of the season in a rain. They tie Pittsburgh.
Well,
those are
see,
games
also
you just
beat
go,
the Jets.
those
That
are
was pretty
change.
cool, just because you that city was ready. That
Oh.
stadium was ready to celebrate.
And then when they beat Baltimore, I'm going.
I'm honestly
okay.
kind of surprised Cleveland's still standing. It's not
Oh,
just rubble.
But there's some of those games when Miami beat New England. That was like their whole season.
Yep.
Because they didn't lose to Minnesota.
They didn't show up.
They
against
got their
Minnesota.
asses handed to them. I mean, it was a blowout.
220 rushing yards.
Yes,
and
it was-
100 some passing yards.
It was just an absolute
Well,
thumping.
and the Vikings needed that win to stay alive in the wild card race. And we've been talking about that crazy kind of log jam for the last 2 wild card spots. 5
But it's theirs
teams,
to lose.
Yeah,
It's theirs to lose.
5 teams were eliminated this week. the Packers, the Bucks, the Lions, the Giants, and the Falcons.
The Giants were never in it. Come on.
So Seattle is
As a
8-6.
Giants fan, I wasn't going, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. It's like, just end up 8-8. 8-8.
So there are 4 teams behind Seattle because Seattle clinched the
no,
playoff
basically
spots.
It's that tie.
Yeah.
It's what's going to help them out.
So you have the Vikings at 6-7-1, the Eagles at 7-7.
7-6-1, not 6-7-1.
Did I say 6-7-1?
That's a losing record.
I'm at 7-6-1. I'm sorry. The Eagles and Redskins are both at 7-7, and then the Panthers.
Well, they're done. They're resting Newton for the rest of the year.
Yeah,
so they have to play.
Sorry, when I got that stat, it was they had not been eliminated. That's my bad.
They play. Well, they're not eliminated. It's just Newton's not playing anymore. So
no,
I'm
I
saying
thought they were eliminated.
No, they could beat Atlanta and then they could beat New Orleans. It's these things where it's like you've got to win. All these teams have got to win their games, and then there's these situations of who has to lose.
Yeah. Okay, I thought they were out.
No, because the Redskins could lose.
Yeah.
Or if the Redskins win, I think it's one of those. If they beat this team and the other team beats that team, it's the glut of the 8 and 8s trying to scratch their way.
Right.
I think the Vikings have a easier schedule than the other.
Yeah.
Although the Eagles beating the Rams, I didn't.
Oh my gosh.
Didn't think that was.
No, I don't think anybody thought that was going to happen. That was. This is interesting. These are some stats I dug up. Since the bye for the Rams, so their last 3 games, their top 3 players have all fallen off. Jared Goff.
Oh, he's.
Okay. He is 72 of 131 for 726 yards, 1 touchdown. Guess how many interceptions?
8.
7. Todd Gurley.
No, I'm telling you. Well, Gurley, they're not giving him the ball.
No, he only has 208 yards, 4 touchdowns, and then Donald only has 2 sacks and 4 tackles for losses.
And I told
Those are all versus Detroit.
I told you. Yep.
Oh, they just
Possession guy.
and they just cut their return man, Farrah Cooper. He was an All-Pro last year for return. He's gone. That was just kind of came out of nowhere. It was like, wait, what? Everyone was expecting a suspension or something, and nothing's come out yet. So
He was
like,
probably
okay.
did something.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But yeah, so that was really interesting. I swear, if the Eagles get into the freaking playoffs with Nick Foles again, I'm gonna scream and lose my freaking mind.
And then you were gonna hear from Eagles fans. Oh, that's all we need to do.
We're doing it again. Go burn the city. We're winning.
Last game.
Not bitter. Last game. Saints at Panthers. Saints defense. They only gave up 9 points. They had 4 sacks and 2 takeaways.
I know they've gone 3 road games, and I think that might be the Achilles heel here for New Orleans. They play Pittsburgh this weekend in New Orleans. If they cannot put up over 24, upwards of 30 points, I don't think they're going to the Super Bowl. I think they're going to be one and done.
Yeah.
That offense, when they played Dallas, they just have not recovered.
No.
Now, 2 divisional games in a row. That's tough.
Oh, yeah.
In their homes. So you can go, okay, they went into Dallas, they went into Tampa Bay, and they went into Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
They're 2-1.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
No.
But they're not putting up any points at all. And all those offenses are pretty anemic offenses. Now, first part of the year, Tampa Bay was high flying, put up 55 points.
Magic.
Yeah, which then all of a sudden it's like, oh, the card tricks don't work anymore.
The thing that stands out to me wasn't anything done by the Saints. It was something Cam Newton did. And you know me, I've never really been a big Cam Newton fan.
I'm not a big Cam Newton fan either because he runs with
Yeah.
When the thing I was just going, what the heck? The quarterback is jawing and doing the first down sign.
He gets the first down. I'm like, do you realize the clock is running?
No, that's
you have 40 seconds left in the first half. You need to get in field goal range, and you're busy celebrating a first down. He realizes it, goes back.
No,
and the Saints guy starts
yelling.
Yeah, Saints guy starts jawing at him. Takes more time off the clock.
I thought it was great
because I think he would have done the celebration, then gone back. But when the Saints guy started jawing with him,
Yeah.
he stopped and jawed back. And
Well,
let
you
more
don't-
time run off the clock.
You don't need to do first down.
No.
You're not a receiver.
Yay, you got a first down.
No, who cares? Get up, jump up.
Celebrate when you put points on the board.
What? Even then, I go back to Parcells. Act like you've been there before.
Exactly.
There's too many of these. These guys going in the end zone doing. I'm like, you're behind.
Yeah.
Don't do anything when you're
The
behind.
Colts did that against New England when they picked off Brady or whatever. He runs 20 yards into the end zone, and they all kneel. It's like, you're down 20 points, dude. Why are you celebrating a pick? You're down 20 points.
I don't understand it at all.
New England didn't celebrate the strip sack in the Super Bowl. I mean, they got up and woo, and then
New England
offense comes
got
out in
a
the field.
strip sack against them in the Super Bowl.
I'm talking the Atlanta Super Bowl. I don't talk about the last Super Bowl, Rob.
Atlanta Super Bowl should just be the
23.
the Tom Brady 8. He had less passing yards though than he did against Philly, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Philly had like 500 some
Yeah.
passing yards. It's ridiculous. But yeah, so that's our recap of Week 15. Yeah, so I sit at 42-23. He sits at 44-21. And we'll be back in a little bit with some previews and thoughts around the league.
And not to toot our own horn, but
Doesn't
that's pretty impressive
Pretty good
numbers.
numbers.
Yeah,
Pretty good
yeah,
numbers.
better
So,
than Vegas.
yeah.
So
Go to us, not Vegas.